Welcome to the Heart Wide Open Wellness Podcast, where we explore therapy, Kundalini Yoga, and all things holistic wellness. I'm Hannah Zackney, LMFT, International Retreat Leader, and Curious Human. Whether you're tuning into us via social media or any of the major podcast platforms, we're so grateful to have you here. Here's to opening our hearts and exploring life together. Welcome to the Heart Wide Open Wellness Podcast. Today is going to be a fantastic day with Gaby Valencia. We've known each other for a while, and I will share with you a little bit about how we know each other and what she is here to talk about. Before I get into that, I just wanted to let you know that Heart Wide Open Wellness is so grateful to have this podcast where we can share local people in the community, share some of the things that we are up to, our expertise, our niches, and some of our passions. So by the time this podcast airs, I will already be returning from one of my yoga and psychology retreats in Morocco. And I am so thrilled to be able to report back on how wonderful that is going to be. And we currently will have and do have open registration for our retreat in 2026 spring for Thailand. And that is going to be an incredible experience. It is a co-ed option. So we currently have some couples, we have some individual men, we have some individual women, we have some children, not say children, but young adults coming, and it's going to be an amazing experience. So those are just some of the things that we have to offer in addition to our extensively trained therapists, associate therapists that are with our program and our organization, primarily specializing in EMDR, brain spotting, trauma-informed therapy, and more. So please check out all the links and find us there. And then so for today, so Gabby and I met because her business is right next door to my yoga studio, and I started to watch her open the Cloud9 Float Spa, and I would notice just her diligence and how beautiful the space was. And there was just something so beautiful about it. And I had heard about this float therapy, but like many people, I didn't really understand what that was. And so she's going to share us and educate us today as to what float therapy is and all the nuances of it. But I just walked in one day and it was just instantaneous. I was just adored her from the beginning. We immediately decided to collaborate. So I have taken my Heart Wide Open Women's Wellness membership to her facility. We've had a night there where all the ladies have had a chance to float and to have the experience. Gabby has been a guest speaker on that membership and shared some of what we'll talk about today and made herself available to educate and to share this gift that has been a gift for her, which you'll speak to, and then is a gift for so many people going forward. Additionally, you are offering, for anybody that's listening, you're offering $10 off of a float session if you just come in there and reference Heart Wide Open Wellness. That sounds good? Perfect. So I'm just so thankful that you're here. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting.
Yes. And on a more professional level, Gabby is the spa owner. She has been in the beauty and wellness industry for 17 years as a massage therapist and nail technician. She opened the Float Spa and Center in 2023. She's born and raised in Chihuahua, Mexico, came to the U.S. at 18 years old, and has lived in Folsom for the last 12 years. She has 2 daughters, 24 and 34. It's amazing. And you have to tell the story of Chihuahua, Mexico, just because we were just talking before, and tell about it.
The actor Anthony Quinn.
Yes.
He is born and raised in Chihuahua, Mexico. And Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, mostly known as Wonder Woman, her mother is also born in Chihuahua. So even though Linda Carter was born in Arizona, she is from Chihuahua. Her family is from Chihuahua. So that's what we all have in common.
Such kind of famous. You are kind of famous by proxy. So let's just get right into it. What is float therapy? And then we'll talk about how you found float therapy.
Right. I mean, sometimes I want to tell a full story, but I'm just going to regress a little.
Okay.
Back in the 70s, 71, I believe, John C. Lilly was like experimenting with sensory deprivation. So he created this chamber that used to look like a coffin. It was like rectangular and it was like super small. And he wanted to completely be suspended with zero gravity and disconnected from the world to see what that would do to his body and mind. So that was the beginning of sensory deprivation tanks. Through the years, it has evolved in this thing that has now, the pods were very popular for a long time through the 90s and early 2000s, but still a lot of people didn't know about it. And a lot of people are claustrophobic, so nobody wanted to get into one of those things because you are pretty enclosed. Then now it has evolved into this full wellness thing. It's a large tank of water. Think about like a hot tub. About the ones that I own are 10 by 7, so they're pretty big, but there is only about 10 to 12 inches of water, and there's 1,200 pounds of Epsom salts.
Wow.
The Epsom salt creates such a buoyancy in the water. Think of the Dead Sea, but without so many people in clean. So that buoyancy just makes your body float. And there is so many benefits. As you know, if anybody that works out knows, you can get into the tub with some Epsom salts and you're going to feel better. So now imagine 1,200 pounds of Epsom salts. You're absorbing all that magnesium through your skin.
Which we're, as a culture, so deprived of.
Absolutely. And it's just relaxing. The lights go out. There is a little light in the tank just in case people want to have something, you know.
And they can optionally turn that off.
Exactly. So you can still have the sensory deprivation part without having something so small that makes you feel claustrophobic.
Yeah.
So when I chose those tanks, I did a lot of research, and 99 people out of 100 people that I asked, 99 people said I will never get into a pod. And so I thought there is a need for something else. And then doing some research, I found out that there is open tanks. And I have been floating since 2020. And I sort of fell in love with it. I cured my insomnia in like 6 to 8 months or so. So I just knew that there was more to it. I also went to Costa Rica and had an injury, and then turns out that also helped. So
Yeah.
it was like so many things going on. So that's basically what it is. It's this tank of water that has all the salt in a little bit of water. So you're just suspended in this thing, and it's just amazing.
So you already spoke to, so it can magnesium's so good for sleeping and regulating your circadian rhythm and calming the nervous system. So magnesium fantastic with insomnia. It helps, I would imagine, inflammation, injuries. I mean, can you tell us kind of some of the benefits that?
I mean, headaches, migraines, insomnia, aches and pains in general. If you have an injury after a surgery, you recovered, you don't have stitches anymore because you shouldn't have an open wound. But it just softens your skin, your muscles. There's nothing better than a float and a massage. Like,
that's a big
massage therapist can really get into your muscles because now you're like nice and gooey and relaxed. And then it's not even just not only the body, the mind. You are listening to music. I try to have binaural beats, delta waves, 432 hertz for the most part.
Yes.
So just to get you to that meditative state and relax your whole mind. So now your body's relaxed, your mind is relaxed. You can meditate, you can pray, you can do anything you want in there. I go to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
But that's what I use it for. And sometimes meditate. So the benefits of the body, because like you said, we are so deprived of magnesium. And a lot of people have insomnia and headaches and just aches and pains. It does lower your blood pressure because you're just not thinking about anything. You're just there relaxing. I mean, that's the goal.
Right.
Not everybody can do it right.
No, in fact, yeah, that is accurate. Some people receive it more easily than others, but that is the goal, to have that. And how long is the experience for people that are going, I don't know if I could do that for, how long do you recommend?
It's usually an hour. We do have 90 minutes. Some people want to do it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It is, as far as I understand, it's not recommended that you do 2 hours like every day, because you can float every day. But an hour to 90 minutes is like recommended. But believe me, 1 hour, you have what you need in 1 hour. You definitely can just get out of there and you feel the difference immediately.
And so could you explain what does it look like? Because I know when there was a lot of questions when we were deciding to do this, when we brought the ladies and they were so excited, but they're like, what do I wear? What do I do with my hair? What do I shower there after? It's just all of the things. Could you kind of speak to just the earplugs? I mean, there's a lot of things that are a part of it that so people can visualize the experience. Because I find that if we can kind of eliminate the unknowns, we're more willing to try a new experience.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, all the rooms have showers, specifically because you have to shower before and after. We always recommend that you put on the earplugs when you're dry; they stay in better. And then shower, wash your hair, just shampoo because we want the oils off the body. Get into the tank, you float for an hour. After you float, you get out. Shower again because you get covered in salt. I had people that don't shower really good afterwards, and I can always tell because after like 10 minutes, your skin is like all the salt. Like, I'm a little fish. Like, did you follow the instructions? So that's the basics of that. But yes, no bathing suit. It's best if you just go nude. You just it's like the fear of
by yourself.
Nobody's there. So you lock the door. I tell people lock the door. I have seen more naked people in the last 2 years in the spa than my whole entire life. And I'm 54. So I've seen a lot of naked people in the last 2 years. Because I say, please lock the door. And sometimes they don't. And sometimes, people don't have any inhibitions and I'm explaining the steps. And they're already getting naked.
A lot of people are, I'm like, people are very modest. I know, I tend to.
Some people have them. Some people don't care. So, so that's a fun fact. But yes, we always recommend that no swimsuits. Some people get really strange about,
I want to wear a swimsuit, and that's fine too.
And I just tell them, make sure that you really wash it good when you're in the shower. But you don't have to wear anything. And we offer everything in there. You don't have to bring anything. We have sandals, we have towels, we have robes, the earplugs, Vaseline. Because if you have a cut or a scrape in your body that might sting with the salt, we recommend that you put it on like a Band-Aid. But we have that as well. So we will offer everything.
It is a very beautiful facility. So I will speak to that. You do have all the amenities. It feels like you're walking into a luxurious spa, and just the feel and the vibe and the frequency in there is just so beautiful. And you've done a really great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I try. And then so how do you so if people fall asleep, I know one of the questions is like, how do you not put your head underwater and then be in a dangerous situation? So how does that work?
Well, first of all, you can't sink.
Right.
Chemically and physically, the buoyancy of the water is so high that you will never go underwater. However, we do have halos. They're like these round pillows that you can put in the back of your head if you feel. And for the most part, I found that it's psychological. Like when the water is like here and you're floating.
And so it's right around the side. So it's just your top front of your face that's out.
So sometimes it can be psychological that you think that it's going to get in your eyes or that you're going under. I use it all the time because my head tends to roll back in a weird way and then my neck hurts. So I tell people over time. Yes. And I put it on and then my head now is like more straight and then I can go to sleep. But yes, sometimes it's psychological, sometimes it's physiological, but we do offer that halo for a little head support.
Yeah. And I just asked that because I know that was a common question that people asked when we were, so for anybody listening that they know. And I heard you say this before I went, that you wouldn't sink. And I thought, that can't be true. But it's really true. Like the buoyancy in there is, it's cushy and supportive and safe. It feels very therapeutically safe.
It is. It is. It's just incredible because you only have about 10 to 12 inches of water.
Yeah.
And
well, town is not crazy deep.
Exactly. And it's 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt. So that water salt, it's just so different. So that you cannot sink at all. I had people that are, have told me, oh, I can't go swimming because I sink. And I think it's something to do with our body mass. And I say, well, you'll float here. And they don't believe it until they get out and they're like, oh, that was amazing. I floated.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Well, and to take that tension off your body too, if you're in pain constantly and you're holding yourself, because of sore, tight spots or joints that are, to just be supported like that is probably
If you have arthritis, this is amazing. The water's warm, is like body temperature. So it feels like you're floating on air, but the warmth of the water, it also helps with joint pain and the arthritis and the inflammation. So we have several clients that come specifically for that.
What do you find most people, told me some of the things that people say when they're leaving that they didn't expect, or the amazing success testimonials that you have?
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. And I think this is why I'm still there.
Yeah. I'm passionate about it. Yeah.
Because I have had so many people that were brought in with someone else. Like the wife dragged the husband. If he has a face, like, what am I doing here? And then afterwards, they get out and go like, that was amazing. Or I had some crazy things happen. People sometimes have revelations. Sometimes people do fall asleep and have like answers to their questions. And it gets very spiritual sometimes. Some people go in there and they have come out and be like, as soon as I hit the water, I just started crying. So there is so many levels.
Why do you think that is?
Water is a vessel in a portal, and salt is an emotional detoxifier. So if you were already working on stuff or carrying some heavy stuff and you were probably trying to relax, your body and your mind were like, well, let's do this. And I feel like it creates that perfect environment for people to really like let go. You're literally letting go by floating. So sometimes, we have a little bit of sessions in there, like we talk about it. And some people that come in very reluctant because somebody gave them a gift card, or they're just there because somebody brought them that.
Right. It wasn't voice. Yeah.
Yes. Or they wanted to try it out, but they were super skeptical. And they came here because I have the open pods tanks. And then when they leave, I had people sit in the couch and just sit there and stare at something. I'm like, oh, how was your float? That was incredible. Or my neck doesn't hurt, or my knees feel better, my body. So it's been pretty amazing. Yeah. Like I kind of love talking to people afterwards. Yeah. I don't think I had more than maybe one person that was like, that was not for me. Yeah. Like a couple people that are like, that was not for me. But then I've also realized that people who are very like active and their mind is going, very type A, they can't stay still. Those people have a really hard time letting go the first time. So I will suggest
those are the people that need it the most.
Exactly. And I tell them all the time, if you were there for like 25 minutes and you were going crazy, you have to come and try it again. Now that you know what it is, then you're going to be able to like focus on what you need to do, which is like trying to shut down your mind a little bit. And then the third time, you'll be able to do it, because that was me.
Yeah.
I got invited to float back in 2020. We were all stressed out and I was not working. And my friend goes, let's go float. And I was like, what is that? She goes, you're going to love it. And we get to the float spa and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I was in there the whole time thinking, oh my God, this is so boring. I got to go grocery shopping. Oh my gosh, we should have done this other thing. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm here the whole hour. What time is it? It feels forever. So I got out early. I probably made it about 40 minutes.
Okay.
I showered and all of that. And I was outside. And she's like, wasn't that amazing? I'm like, it was so boring. She goes, no, you need to do this again. I was like, oh God. So about a week later, she goes, let's go float again. I was like, no. She goes, I'm paying. I'm like, fine.
Yeah. Fine. She must have been bought in then. She
was already, she had a membership and she was all in, and she was teaching yoga. And so I go with her again and we're like I'm just chilling,
Yeah.
thinking, okay, I know what this is now. I can relax.
Yeah.
And then I went again without her a third time. In that third time, when I went home, I slept better. I had suffered from severe chronic insomnia for like 20 years. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
I had tried
There's
everything.
nothing worse than not sleeping. Yeah. It's just not great.
I was very cranky at that point. And I had tried everything. Everything you can even imagine. And I went home that third time and I slept maybe like an hour or two more, but good sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I think there's something to this.
Yeah.
So I kept going. And I kept going, and every single time I slept better and better and better. In about, I want to say 6 to 8 months, I don't remember exactly. One day I went home and I slept all night. And since then,
When you haven't slept all night and you finally sleep all night,
I was crying the whole day afterwards. I was just crying because I was like, that was amazing. Like, I also slept like I was like a kid.
yeah.
So after that, I was like, that was pretty awesome. And then, so now I'm the biggest advocate for you gotta float at least twice a month, at least
Yeah.
for a few months so that you can see it.
The benefit.
But some people see it right away. Some people can go home and like, I slept for like 17 hours or something.
I slept great with one session. So,
Like, yes. So I think it depends on your magnesium absorption. It depends on your body because when you're floating, you're absorbing the magnesium through your skin. It's not like when you're taking magnesium and then your body's digesting and then some of it is going to go somewhere. Some of it is not.
because that's your whole body. Because it's, yes.
Your whole skin, which is your largest organ, is absorbing the magnesium in straight to your bloodstream. So it works. It just does. And so I'm the biggest advocate for insomnia, for float for insomnia, because I did it. It worked for me. Now the joke is that I can sit anywhere and fall asleep.
You can.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
It's a skill.
It is. I can fly. I can get in the seat, in my tiny seat at the plane, and I can just go like this and I'm out, which is amazing.
I never worked with
I
it.
never did that before. Yes. So that flying is like fast.
And that is really amazing.
Yes.
I'm sure it's providing hope for some people that aren't getting their Z's.
Absolutely.
So that's fantastic.
The thing that I love the most is also it helps with headaches. And a lot of women have migraines and headaches on a regular basis. So I have several ladies that have memberships and they come as soon as they feel they're at work and they just book online or they call me. They're like, I have an onset migraine. I need to float.
Yeah.
Come on over. And sometimes if it's like late at night, I don't mind staying because I know that when they leave, they're grateful.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy to help because I know.
I see your light on late over there sometimes. I know you are there for your customers, for sure. Yes.
Absolutely. Because it helps.
Yeah.
And that's why I opened this place. Because I realize how much it can help, especially women.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the headaches, I don't get that many men that have like chronic headaches.
So there's some hormonal fluctuations with that too, I think.
Yeah.
Women. Yeah.
Absolutely. So anything that I can do to help.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So another part of like the living that I just love is the entrepreneurial, like following your passions, falling in love with something and just wanting to gift it to people and give it away, which is what you're doing. So can you tell us a little bit about, okay, so you fall in love with it, you realize it helps you. And then the irony, we were talking, you just went to a or a float conference where you learned all the things that most people learn before they open up their shop, but you did it in reverse order. Could you share how you got started and a little bit about your process?
Well, funny enough, when I started floating and I cured my insomnia, now this is like the middle of the pandemic, right? This is happening. So at the time, I was doing nails. I'm a nail technician by trade. So I have been doing that for years, but I always wanted to have my own space. And I had thought about opening like a full-on hair salon with aesthetics and nails and all of this. And there's a lot of those everywhere. But I have been doing yoga for, close to 10 years at Suda, 2 doors down. And I live around the corner from there. The spot that I am in now, the spa, used to be a float spa that opened in 2017. in 2020, before the pandemic hit, the owner passed away.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he passed away, and he owned 3 of the same business, one in Elk Grove, one in Roseville, and this one. When he passes away, then the pandemic happens. The wife decided to close the one in Elk Grove, keep the Roseville open, and give the Folsom one back to the franchise. They ended up closing because of the pandemic anyway, so it was empty. The build out was already there for a float spa. So it was closed for about 3 years. And one day we're doing yoga in 2021, and
Yoga Nyla. Yeah.
well, it was back then. It was Suda.
Oh, it's happened. They haven't been heard it. Okay.
No,
Go.
it was still,
Yeah.
it was still Suda.
Yeah, it was. That's right. Yeah.
And we're doing yoga, and we're like talking about going to this retreat that Ben was in Costa Rica. Yeah, it's like, yeah, on. And so like a lot of things happened, and I thought, what if I just reopen this float spot right here?
Yeah.
And then I can just add the other things that I want, like, like aesthetics and massage and a cold plunge and a sauna would work really good. I called the franchise. It was not a really great deal, but the builder was already there.
Yeah.
So I started doing,
something to start.
I started doing research on like, what else can I do there? Can I put hairdressers in the room, but there's no windows? It was like this whole thing. So we go to Costa Rica, and while we're out there in that retreat, I actually hurt myself. I was there a whole week prior to the retreat. I don't know if you know Kyler.
Yeah.
Kyler is really good friends with my daughter because they went to high school together, and he had me at my house, and I knew Kyler. And I found out that he was also thinking about going the whole week before to travel Costa Rica before. So we joined forces, and we were out there. So imagine me trying to keep up with this 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Climbing.
And he had volcanoes.
Yes. Climbing volcanoes, zip lining through the cloud forests, doing all these things. But it was like my birthday week. And so as I am Superman style zip lining from the top of this forest, I had this like, what if I open a float spa right there?
That's when the inspiration comes, is when you're playing. Crazy. It's when it comes.
Mind you, it's called the cloud forest where we're at. And so I'm like Superman down of like zip lining on my birthday. I was like, this is amazing. Cloud forest, just everything sort of like,
yeah, so synchronous.
From there, I mean, I did hurt myself.
Yeah, well, there's that. But that makes you need more float. So that kind of works out too.
And that totally helped out. So then when we get to the actual retreat with Ben, we did a lot of meditation and a lot of fun stuff or whatever, but it's kind of solidified like all these ideas that I was having. So when we get back, that's when I started the process of like trying to get that spot.
Yes.
And but everything was just sort of like fall into place little by little, and it was super hard. And I would do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you learned from just opening and following your heart and opening a business that you kind of knew nothing about?
Exactly. That I am glad that I didn't go to the flood conference before I opened it, because I would have never done it, because then I would have gotten scared. Instead, I just kind of went with my gut and figured it out, did some research on my own, and found all the equipment and did all the things by myself. And then I had some help from the Small Business Development Center. They were amazing. They connected me to all the right people. And then once we were able to like obtain the space, it was just one thing after another.
Yeah.
And it just moved in the beginning of 2023. And that's it.
It's been crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. How has it grown you?
Oh my gosh. I have learned a lot more about patience than anything else. And I have kids.
No, I think an entrepreneur endeavor is the most spiritual thing you can do. And it's the best teacher ever. Yes.
Like if you can just sit there and meditate about what you're doing and ask for answers and go with your gut and just follow your heart. Sometimes, because I think about it and I'm like, am I like a thinker? Am I like a follower of my heart? And I think it's such a combination of both. And honestly, I do my best meditating in the tank. When I'm floating, things just come to me now. I feel like you can train your brain to be like, shut down right now. And right now we're just going to receive answers. And I think that's why I love floating the most, because I can go in there and ask. Like I said, water is a portal. I have people that go there to talk to their spirit guides and to their angels. And some people go there to sleep and snore. And it's okay.
Whatever you're there for. Yeah.
Some people, I have heard that some people have like really revealing dreams while they're there and just little things like that. So patience and love for people. I used to not have a lot of tolerance for a lot of people. Like I just didn't have a lot of tolerance for certain things. And now, I mean, I've been dealing with a lot of people doing nails, like touching people all day.
Yeah.
You know, getting in people's energies.
Yeah.
But now it's different because when people come in, they can come in with certain energy, but by the time they leave, you can see it. It's a whole different vibe.
And you're probably better at regulating, staying within your own energy as well.
Oh,
and not looking up. So you learn that.
I've learned that a long time ago because I was picking up other people's energy when I was doing nails. Because I'm touching someone for a whole hour, sometimes longer.
You had to learn it, for sure.
I learned that a long time ago, and it served me so well now. Because when people come in with a vibe, they leave with a better vibe. And I just love that. And then we can do that there.
Well, and just to speak to a couple of things you said, one, it makes so much sense to me how resourcing the experience of floating is, right? And so when we do EMDR or brain spotting or even go into trauma work or set the tone for therapy or CAP therapy, whatever we're doing, it is so important to regulate the body, to do some grounding, to get, because you spoke to it earlier, just how the body's ready to let go if you just make it feel safe. The body is ready to release the stuck energy, the trapped emotions, it wants to be free. The body is craving homeostasis and health and wellness. And so if you can just put your body in a place where it can receive that, which you have the perfect setup for that. And then I just love to piggyback on that, how you said now you have trained yourself to just go in there and ask a question and receive. Like you've trained yourself to, I mean, there probably is almost like a Pavlov response with your body. Like you walk in to get ready to float and you probably just downregulate. Your body just knows how to do that.
And the you do it, the faster it is.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to sleep. And when I started going and telling my body, this is what we're doing now, we're sleeping, and here we're doing this. And now, like I said, sometimes I just go there to take a nap. I mean, seriously. But
it's that comfort, it's that restorative to you. So yeah.
It's fantastic.
And the water. I think the elements are becoming more known in our culture. All the elements are such a part of other cultures and the wellness, and they use them intentionally to enhance and serve. And ironically, I led a retreat with some women just last spring in Costa Rica. And there was this woman there, and I got to have her on the podcast, by the way, but she had these beautiful, and I wear it quite often, necklace that the women of the retreat ended up gifting me, which is so sweet as a gift for leading them that week. But she made these necklaces. She had the little stones that represented one of the different elements. And then, so you would walk in, and it was a ceremony, and you would walk in and she would explain the meaning of the different elements. And so she got earth, wind, or earth, water, fire, air. And so she explained water. And to me, I just, at that time and this year, I have really resonated with just the energy of water and being in the flow and the healing energy of it and the expansion of it and just that letting go of control and allowing and all of that water does provide. And then you would bless it in one of the elements as well. So I chose water. And I find that right now in our culture specifically, there's so much transition, there's so much change. There's there is nobody, I don't think, that's going through quite a lot at some level. And it's requiring us to be more flexible, more patient, more just allowing than we've ever been before. So I can just see your service being critically important for where we are right now as a culture.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think you'll help. And then I was thinking about like when people go in there to release,
Yeah.
people who understand that the importance of water,
Yeah.
because it's like we are mostly water.
Yeah.
Our earth has
Yeah.
a lot of water. You have to think about how water correlates
Yeah.
to our life.
Yeah.
Like you said, like going with the flow, and
Yeah.
there's so many other things. When you are in the flow, sometimes your body twitch,
Yes.
and that means
Yes.
that your body knows that you're trying to relax,
Yeah.
and it's trying to help you by releasing the last energy that you have in your body.
Yeah.
And I think that connects a lot with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just water is such an important thing.
Mhm.
In the dream world, I've studied a little bit about dream psychology. And
Fascinating.
the dreams with water are, if not some of the most important ones. Because depends on how you see the water, it's what's happening in your life. It correlates with that.
Like if it's still or fast or
Yes.
yeah.
Like if you see a storm coming, you better prepare yourself. Something's coming. Like if you're drowning, there's gotta be a reason for that. So like if the water is like dirty, if the water is clear. So water is just so important.
Mhm.
I mean, for ourselves in general,
Mhm.
right? So
Well, it makes sense. Our body's majority water. Our planet is majority water. It just makes sense that communing with water in a more intentional way and like, I know you are as well. Like we are all things holistic. So like looking at that big picture, that just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Right.
absolutely.
Yes. And you have spoken that the spiritual aspect is maybe not talked about enough in the work that you do. I would agree with that with the work that we do too. But yeah, then it's just there is so much ability to pray, to receive, to ask a question, to receive guidance, to surrender in a place like that.
Oh, absolutely. That is the perfect space
Mm-hmm.
to come and ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Come and ask
open
questions.
up-
I love that.
and open up. I believe it was one of the groups of people that your ladies that came in, and I was giving them the instructions for the float. And then I can see somebody was asking like very specific questions.
Mhm.
And so I said, listen, here you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Water, like I said, is like a portal. So if you are into meditating, if you are into talking to your spirit guides, if you want to talk to your angels, you can ask. Open that portal, do a meditation, a prayer, ask whatever you want, allow them to come in. And then I said, but just make sure you close that door
Yes.
before you leave. Thank you very much. And they all laughed, but I can see that it was like well received.
Yes.
They understood what I meant. So that was like kind of nice to like be like able to give them something else other than we're just experimenting to see what this is.
Yeah.
For them was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
We can also do that.
Yeah.
Like there's you don't have to just lay there wondering about. You can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Especially like, mentally or spiritually. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think we're busy. Everybody's busy. So I think if you're trying to implement some more spiritual practices or coming close to yourself practices, like, I love to meditate, but just sitting for 20 minutes is like, spaces up my life. That's exactly what I need. And I create the space if I need it. But like right now, I'm really loving just meditating in the sauna, right? Like, and I could see getting in a window of time where just meditating while you're floating and, having those kind of built in. I find I go to the sauna more right now because that's where I meditate. And so like I've made this kind of duo association, just like, you have, to where you kind of crave it because you know how much better you feel and more clear than just I have my answers because I have cleared out da 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 da. So I'm definitely going to be adding my float to this where I can come meditate and float as well.
I mean, I do have a sauna, and I have a couple of ladies that are like working on detoxing, like their body.
You have a sauna in your facility, and you do massages, and you do you do other things. Yes.
We have the cold plunge in the sauna. So I have one lady, and she comes to detox because she had Lyme disease. And so she's going through this entire process. So she comes and does the sauna, and you can hear her humming. She's doing breath work.
So sweet. Yeah.
And then afterwards, she does a float. Because in the float, you can also detox heavy metals.
Yeah.
So now you're like detoxing all of it. So she's detoxing mind and body, because I can hear her on the hallway humming these like very specific chants.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful. Then she gets out and she goes into the float. And there I put the music for her, and she loves it. And you can see that she's feeling better.
Yeah.
Slowly, but surely. And then I have another lady that does hypotherapy for a whole hour, and then she floats. So you have to find what works for you.
Yeah, it's not one recipe for everybody.
No. And just go. Yeah. Like, I hate cold. I hate the cold. And we did a little experiment, like somebody gave me this list of things to do for weight loss. And one of them was a cold plunge every day. Well, I don't like it. And I was like, you know what? I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I just don't like the cold. I'd rather sit in the sauna.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel this way about instant fasting. I get hungry. I don't like it.
And funny. See, and I can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cold is not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's definitely not for everybody.
Yeah.
And just as well, like the float, like I said, there's very few people that have not liked to float.
Yeah.
And I do have to say that most of the time it's vanity. Like, people don't want to get their hair wet.
I could see that being a thing. So, can you speak to the hair? Because that's actually a question. I remember all the ladies had the hair question.
It doesn't do anything to your hair.
Okay.
Like, at all. Like, the salt does not do anything to your hair.
It's not going to dry it out or
no,
not
at all. It makes no difference. You just need to wash it. I do have a couple ladies that they come in, and I told them this. They asked me, when do you float? I'm like, when I have to wash my hair.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to wash it.
Just washing it. Yeah.
So, so every 3-4 days I'm washing my hair, I'm floating.
Yeah. Perfect.
Because that's the day that I do it. So now one of them comes once a week.
Yeah.
To float.
Yeah.
And then she goes and gets her hair done, and then she comes the next week.
So,
we'll learn what you need at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who could not float? Who is floating not good for?
Someone who has like problems absorbing, like health issues, absorbing magnesium. Somebody in dialysis, like heavy, like really, really like kidney disease, where your kidneys, where you process most of the magnesium. So if you can't absorb it, if you can't process it, people who are diabetic that are not on treatment with a doctor, because the magnesium, the salt, the floating in general, can spike your sugar levels if you are diabetic. Untreated.
Okay. So check with your doctor and make sure.
You need to be on something, or you need to have some sort of specific diet or something that you're doing to control your diabetes. But other than that, I mean, if you have a wound that is like open, because it's gonna burn like heck for you. And people who dye their hair the bright colors that bleed. Because if you're washing your hair and the color's running out, the reds and the purples and those crazy colors, if the water's running out in colors, it means that it's going to stain my tank. Other than that,
anybody?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then how do you clean your tank? That's also a question for some people.
Yes. There's a very specific cleaning system that the tank already has. The water runs all night in between each customer through a filter, an ozone, and a UV light that is cleaning the water. Also, the salt does not allow for any bacteria, virus, fungus, or anything to live. Like nothing can live in the salt. So the water is technically clean itself. And then, but we do have the filtration system running all the time. We turned it off. The jets turn off when we have somebody floating. But then after that, it runs at least 30 minutes in between customers. And then we have a very specific, really high concentration percentage of hydrogen peroxide that we use to clean. And we do that at nighttime, and then clean the tank and everything else. And there's a solution. So there's no actual harsh chemicals for the body. The hydrogen peroxide actually just like after it does its job, it dissipates. So it's like magic.
Yeah.
I've learned so much about hydrogen peroxide, and now I use it for everything.
Yeah.
Cleaning.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But the high concentration that we have for the tank is very specific for it. The water gets changed maybe every 4 to 6 months because it costs about $1,000 of salt alone to just fill that much.
Wow.
But like again, the water it's cleaning constantly, and nothing can live in that much salt.
Yeah.
And when people get in and out of the tank, they're dragging all this water. So every other day, I'm adding water to the tank. It's going full.
Regenerated. Yeah.
So the water that is in there now probably was not the same water that was there before. It's like just sort of like in and out, and then we just keep adding. So yeah.
Well, and it's how clean it feels, and when you walk in, it's just pristine. So it's a beautiful environment, and yeah, I felt very, very cared for, and like things were very sterile in a good way. Yeah,
Good.
for sure.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
this is so amazing. I know I feel so in alignment with you again for the holistic reasons and just treating the whole body, and just thank you for treating my people when they bring my membership there, and that you treat them so well. And we definitely need to get all of our therapy clients doing this, and vice versa, because when these people are trying to do this layer of work, the combination is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good combination. I had EMDR for a trauma that I had when I was a teenager, and about 10 years later, it resurfaced into this horrible thing. And I think that's where the insomnia also came in.
Yeah.
And I had some sessions of EMDR, and it changed my life.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That's amazing.
And so now, if I have anybody that I know that is going through any kind of trauma release or whatever, I'm always telling them, you need to go. I do send you vitamin that I refer. And I say, and when you're done with any kind of therapy, come and do a float.
Yeah.
Because it will just help you settle everything that you're working through.
Yep.
In the float, you can just like release and settle your body so that you can go home and like really be at peace.
So amazing.
It just works so well together.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how we get along.
Absolutely.
I love it. So, Gabby, thank you so much for being here today. And I do have a question for you, which is, how do you live with your heart wide open?
Oh my goodness. It's just, I just every single day try to be the best version of myself. Every single day I meditate. I'm like, what happened yesterday and how can it be better? How I can be better, how I can do better, how I can communicate better. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, I have a 24-year-old and oh Lord. So every day is like communication, accepting. And so like every single day, just trying to be the best version of myself, better than yesterday, every day, better than yesterday. And that's what I strive for.
And it's a choice, right? That doesn't just happen.
Oh, no. This is a super conscious choice that every day I choose to do.
Yes.
Because otherwise it wouldn't work.
Yeah. Good thing you built up your patience, right?
Yes.
So good. Anything else left unsaid that you feel like you want to share today?
I mean, I think everybody should try a float.
Yeah, I agree.
At least once.
Yep.
Just come and try it. We'll take care of you.
Couldn't agree more. And we will definitely be talking after to have more and more ways that Heart, Mind, and Wellness and Cloud9 can actually help both people that are coming to with any resources and extending that beyond and beyond and beyond. So, Gabby, thank you so much. I adore you and all the time with you. You're such a bright light. Thanks.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us on the Heart Wide Open Wellness Podcast. We appreciate your time, energy, and attention. Whether you're watching or listening, please remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Stay up to date with us at heartwideopenwellness.com so you don't miss any upcoming events, offerings, or retreats. Until next time, keep your heart wide open.